the grade here. Going to take a look at how to shoot the T95/FV4201, or better known just as the Chieftain. It's a heavy tank that we run into a fair bit in Clan Wars. It's worth taking a look at the proper ways to be able to pen your shots. First things first, we have the tanks.gg 3D model up of the tank, and we're going to be looking at shooting it with an STB. That's going to have about common pen for medium type tanks, and heavy tanks and TDs you're only going to have an easier time to pen. So the main strength of the Chieftain, as you can see, is this turret armor up here. That can be very, very difficult to pen, especially if it's over on top of the hill looking down upon you. The weaknesses are the lower plate and the upper plate. It does not have all that amazing frontal armor. Now if you're not in a tier 10, the upper plate may be a little more difficult, but in a Clan War setting, heat rounds or APCR, any of those are going to pretty easily go through the front anywhere. But the struggle is if it gets above you and is shooting down. If it is poking around corners, you also do have the ability to pen the cupola, even with more regular rounds. And if you are in a very desperate situation, you can always fire some HE rounds at the turret and do some damage. One interesting thing to note though is heat rounds are not always the best for this tank. On the side you see these plating here. You can very easily have your shot be absorbed when you're firing any sort of heat rounds. So it can be better when you're shooting towards the side to switch over to more of a AP type round. So starting off with AP pen, you can see that the lower plate is really easy to pen. Not always the easiest shot to get, and even with AP rounds you got a good shot of going through the upper plate. But you notice when we switch over to heat, we go from yellow to a pretty clear green on all the upper plate, and there's maybe some chance to pen the turret. If you have a higher pen gun, that'd be more likely. Cupola is a free pen but difficult to hit, and then of course heat can go through the lower plate. Alright, and let's take a look at trying to shoot the side with heat. Kind of as mentioned, you can see the red. No armor pen on a pretty extreme angle that AP would clearly go through. You see a shot. How much damage does HE do? Well, for the STB, not all that much. Maybe a bigger caliber gun you get a little more, but if the choices are that or 0 damage. But so you look how little the 149 have to be apart to start getting side shots on the turret if they're not properly poking. So it's really important to be playing as a team. That doesn't necessarily mean the 140 can stay unspotted, because then the Chieftain just points his turret at me. But you can work together and try and get cross shots on the side of the turret is another good option if they're in these hold down spots. But if there's 5 Chieftains sitting on that ridge, it's not quite as easy, right? Easier said than done. Of course, looking at a tank profile and actually shooting it in game can always offer very different results. So let's take a look at some shooting done in a Clan Wars environment. What's this? A pesky Chieftain. And a shot into his side with heat. And as expected, that's not going to pen. What's the next shot at the Chieftain? A little bit more time to aim, and you see going right through the lower plate. Face hug situation, just hit underneath the turret, hit that upper plate. And again, getting the front plate rather than shooting the side with the heat. So actually a better shot that time. A missed shot, but even if it hit, that was going to be a heat round, probably into the side. And there was a heat round into the side. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned a little something about shooting the Chieftain. If you're looking to get a little more practice, feel free to contact Beach. I'm sure he'll let you shoot your tank, or platoon up with them and you might get some free shots in the back. Have a great day.